Hello, my dear children. I know your exams are coming close, no? But don't you worry at all. Today, we are going to revise the chapter Improvement in Food Resources in a very, very simple way. Chalo, let's get started. Now, just think about this for a second. That is a really big question. Our country, India, how does it feed more than 100 crore people? I mean, that's so many people, and the number is just growing every single day. So how do we make sure everyone has enough food to eat? Yes, look at that number. More than 1 billion people we need to feed. This is exactly why this chapter is so important. You know, it's not just for your exams, Beta. It's about our country. So today we're going to cover this entire chapter in 4 easy-peasy parts so you can remember everything perfectly for your exam. We'll look at the big food challenge, supercharging our crops, mastering animal farming, and then your favorite, top exam questions and answers. Okay, let's dive right in. So, first things first, let's really understand the problem. Why do we need to improve our food resources? I mean, why can't we just continue farming like we always have? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. We have more people, but we have the same amount of land. Now, have a look at this. It's really interesting. Back in 1952, we had a certain amount of food grain production. Then came the Green Revolution and the White Revolution. These were huge. By 2010, can you believe it? Our food grain production increased by 4 times. But look at this. We only increased our land by 25%. That's amazing, but it also means we've put a lot of pressure on our natural resources. Right. So the main point here is that we need to be much smarter about this. So let's see how we can improve our crops, how we can supercharge them to get a bigger harvest. Okay, now this is a very important point for your exam, Beta, so listen carefully. We have Kharif crops and Rabi crops. Kharif is for the monsoon season, from June to October. Think of paddy or rice, soybean, maize. And Rabi is for the winter season, from November to April. Think of wheat, gram, peas, mustard. Just remember, Kharif is for the rainy season and Rabi is for winter. Simple. And this picture illustrates the difference just brilliantly. See? On the left, you have a paddy field. That's a Kharif crop. And on the right, you can see wheat, which is a Rabi crop. So, to improve our crops, we follow 3 really simple steps. It's easy to remember. Think of it like this. Step 1 is crop variety improvement. That means choosing better seeds, a champion seed. Step 2 is crop production improvement. That's like nurturing the plant, giving it the best food and water. And step 3 is crop protection management, which means protecting the plant from all its enemies. So for that first step, improving the variety, we use a little magic trick called hybridization. So what is it? It's the process of crossing 2 genetically different plants to create a new one with the best qualities of both parents. For example, it's like creating a super mango by mixing a very sweet mango with another one that doesn't spoil easily. The result? A super mango that is sweet and lasts longer. You know, just like you need a full thali to be healthy and strong, plants also need their own thali of nutrients. They get some from the air and water, like carbon and oxygen, but from the soil, they need 2 types. First, the macronutrients. They need a lot of these. Think of them as the dal and rice of the plant's thali. Then they need micronutrients, just a little bit, like the pickle on your plate. But both are very important. All right, so how do we give plants these nutrients? We have 2 options, manure and fertilizers. Now, manure is like healthy, home-cooked food for the soil. It's organic, and it improves the soil's health for the long run. Fertilizers, on the other hand, are like a quick energy drink. They are man-made chemicals that give a fast boost of specific nutrients. Both have their uses, but remember, organic manure is always better for the soil's long-term health. Now, this is really clever. Farmers also use these smart patterns like intercropping. You see here? Different crops are grown together in a nice pattern. Why? Well, it's so they don't fight for the same nutrients, and it even helps to stop pests from spreading all over the place. Super smart, no? Okay, let's move on to animal husbandry. This is all about getting food from animals, but doing it the right way. It's basically about taking really good care of our animals to get milk, eggs, and meat. In poultry, for example, we do that same crossbreeding trick. We take our strong indigenous Asil chicken and we crossbreed it with the exotic leghorn chicken, which lays a lot of eggs. And what do we get? A new variety that is strong and gets us many eggs. It's the best of both worlds. Oh, this is very, very clever. It's called composite fish culture. Here, different kinds of fish are grown in the same pond, living together happily. How? Well, the catla eats from the surface of the water, the rohu eats from the middle, and the mrigal eats from the bottom. So see, there's no fighting for food, and the farmer gets a much, much bigger catch. Chalo bachon, now for the most important part, your quick revision for scoring full marks. Let's do a little rapid-fire round of questions that very often come in the exams, so pay close attention. Okay, first question. We just talked about it. What are the advantages of composite fish culture? Remember that pond with all the different fish? Why is that such a good idea? Think for a moment. And here's the answer. First, all the food in the pond is used up completely. Second, the different fish don't compete with each other for food. And the result? This gives a much higher fish yield from just a single pond. It's simple and very effective. All right, next question. This is a favorite one for the examiners. How do biotic and abiotic factors affect crop production? Now remember, biotic means living things, and abiotic means non-living things. So how do they cause problems for our crops? So look here, the biotic factors, the living ones, are things like diseases from bacteria or fungi, insects and pests, and, of course, weeds. And the abiotic factors, the non-living ones, are things like drought when there's no water, too much salt in the soil, or too much heat, cold, or frost. The crucial point is, both of these can destroy the entire harvest. And I want you to remember this, my dear children. The goal is not just to grow more and more food. We have to work with nature, not against it. We must use sustainable practices so we can keep our environment safe and healthy for the future. Okay, so we've learned just how much effort goes into growing our food, haven't we? So my final question to you is, what is one single thing you can do today to reduce food wastage? Think about your own plate. What small change can you make to value every single grain? Think about it. All the very best for your exams.